several good things about what he said and did, and also suggestions for improvements. Our next speaker is being evaluated by Joan. Joan, what's going on?
I'm going to be evaluating Rich Reiner, and he is speaking from the Humorously Speaking series. His speech will be 5 to 7 minutes. Rich's plan is to entertain us, and he will have one theme, and the stories in this speech would be related to each other in some shape or form. The humor should come from exaggeration. We will be also looking for body language and voice inflection on it.
Very good. Thank you.
5 to 7.
5 to 7, okay. Raise your hand if you have ever done something stupid. Raise your hand if you've ever embarrassed yourself for others. Have you ever hesitated to share these blunders, mistakes, embarrassing moments with others? No, I have. If we can stop hesitating to do this, we can enhance our ability to laugh at ourselves. But it's not so easy. This morning, you will learn the easy way to laugh at yourself. This will make you a more fun person to be with. It will reduce stress in your life, and people will enjoy your company more. Are you ready to learn the easy way to laugh at yourself? Yes. Speaking on It's Easy to Laugh at Yourself, Rich Reiner.
Dick, I'm a little worried about Richie in the back seat.
Why's that, dear?
Well, he just got his new glasses last week, and he's got the elastic bandage on there, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
Oh, it'll work, Ruth. He'll get used to it.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, this conversation took place in 1947. Richie Reiner was sitting in the back seat, and he had on his brand new glasses with a little elastic on it. But it didn't look like these glasses to me at that moment. As a two-year-old with the biggest problem in my life sitting on the end of my nose and the window half down in the back seat with my dad and my mom in the front seat far away from me speeding down Lakeshore Drive in Cleveland, Ohio. What do you think I did? Yes, I ripped those suckers off and out the window they went. In the front seat, Mom yelled, "Dick, Dick, Richie just now threw his glasses out the window, you gotta stop." And my dad pulled over and he beat feet back about 50 yards and he picked up the glasses. At that moment in his life, he was a college-educated butcher. 1 year later, he changed his career to being an optician. And I think I had something to do with it. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, every Toastmaster can enhance their ability to laugh at themselves if you have the courage to share some of your grown-up disappointments, your grown-up embarrassing moments, your grown-up blunders. It's easy to do. And I have a couple of others that I would like to share with you. When I was 5 years old, I was behind the cherry tree in the backyard and I was sucking my thumb, and I had been sucking my thumb and my mother had been trying to get me to quit. I heard the back door open and I stuck my head out from behind the tree. My mother saw me. She said, "Richie, Richie, quit sucking your thumb. And she ran up to me and she just patted me on the head or something. And she said, Richie, if you don't quit sucking your thumb, you're going to have a belly as big as Mr. Conley's. She pointed to Mr. John Conley, who was out on the patio next door. He was about 6'6". He was sunning himself. He had a big belly that overhung. The next day, I was in the A&P supermarket, up the cereal aisle, by myself. And around the corner came a very large, pregnant woman. She was walking down the aisle, and I was sucking my thumb, and I was looking at her. I was staring at her. And she noticed that I was staring at her, and she said, little boy, it's not polite to stare. You don't even know me. And I said, but I know what you've been doing. Sharing our bloopers, blunders, and put-downs is really something to do. Now, a year later, I was sitting on the front steps, and down the street came this black Chevrolet with white sidewall tires, showroom new. And all of a sudden, it turned into our driveway. And I looked, my dad was driving the car. I thought, wow, we got a new car. My dad jumped out of the car, he pounded up the steps, and he yelled, Ruth, Ruth, I got it. He went in, that screen door shut behind him. I got up and I went over to the car. The door was kind of slightly open. I got inside, I slid inside. Man, it smelled good. I started pushing little buttons. One of them clicked, and it popped out a little bit. I pulled it out. I looked down there. It was orangish red, and I stuck my finger all the way down there. Ow, ow, ow! My dad came out and he said, Richie, what have you been doing? I said, I put my finger in this lighter. What'd you do that for? I don't know. Embarrassing moments growing up. When I was 12 years old, the day after Christmas, I had gotten a brand new electric jigsaw. It made a whole lot of noise. I was down in the basement. I was making a horse-shaped letter holder for Grandma Briner. And after about 2 or 3 hours down there, I was getting bored. So I reached down and picked up a piece of plywood and I whipped it against the wall and I yelled, ow, ow, ow. I picked up another piece and whipped it against the wall. Ow, ow. All of a sudden I could hear a rumbling in the living room. I came into the dining room, into the kitchen, and my dad was pounding down the stairs to the basement. And I looked from across the basement. I could see he suddenly tripped, and he started sliding down the stairway. He grabbed the wooden railing, and he pulled it out of the wall, and plaster was going everywhere. And as he hit the floor, he cracked his knee on the concrete floor, and he looked over at me, and I said, Dad, I was just kidding. He said, well, I'll show you who was kidding. And I got whooped over by the washer and dryer. Don't know, be careful whom you kid. You know, so every Toastmaster can develop their ability to laugh at themselves if we share our grown-up blunders, if we share our growing up embarrassing moments. We have that great God-given gift of humor. It's ours to use whenever we choose.